Okay, so we're gonna be doing a little bit of commentary. So I haven't watched the pick ban and some of the game. I've watched most of the game, but there's parts of it I missed. Anyway, I was wondering how was it SK managed to basically put all of their damage on Candy Panda, and they didn't actually have that much hard CC to lock down H2K in team fights, which was, I think, why they lost this game, as you'll see later on. Anyway, so there's strange bans. I mean, sure, okay, Rise, yeah, Freddy doesn't play Rise as far as I know. Callista, sure. Whatever. Quagmore, the rest of it's mid-focused. Okay, so they get SK get Rek'Sai. That's okay, first pick. Speed this up. Can we speed it up? Okay. So that's a good combo. That's a good sort of run at them combo. I want to speed this up more. Don't want to waste time watching this. So they take. Okay, that's interesting. Fucking Prolly. Standing there blinking like that. So Gragas for disruption, which is useful with Sivir because you can use it to peel for her, you can use it to isolate targets for Sivir so that she can't get focused while she's hitting someone. Okay, so yeah, so the H2K picked TF last. This ends up being a TF. So that's actually, I really like that as a counter pick to Vayne, because when you look at this comp, there's actually not much CC outside of Svenskeren and Freddy, which are actually the biggest problem there is you're relying on long CD knockups. So Rek'Sai, Unburrow, and Janna Tornado, and then of course Janna Ult for the knockback. But that doesn't give you much sort of much CC to lock someone down. Honestly, I would have much rather seen Freddy go. I mean, anything other than Mundo, because Mundo just is he's really useless. You might as well pick. I mean, I think you'd be better off picking Shyvana because that gives you more damage. You know, this comp. Okay, sure. Victor can potentially get a stun, but that's definitely not reliable due to how how small the radius is first of all, and then how God, and then how long it takes for it to proc. So not a fan of this, to be honest. And sure, put Candy Panda on Vayne's comfort pick, but Freddy Gnar, I don't know what he plays to be honest anymore, but Gnar would have been pretty powerful pick here because again you can just straight up not lock people down, and especially now, of course TF is picked last, but against someone like TF you really want that sort of locking, lockdown type CC. And the way this game goes, we actually see that SK gets an early lead uh, from Dragons, but they lose their lead later on in team fights simply because Candy Panda can't be the only person doing damage because they just don't have enough CC to keep people from focusing the Vayne. Which is, I mean, I think it's pretty big oversight to be honest in the composition, and just the Mundo pick, I don't like it. I think that's one of the biggest things that loses them this game is the fact that Freddy's going Mundo, and I mean, I think Freddy's a very strong top laner, uh, but I don't understand this pick to be honest. Why is the quality so bad? Hurry up. So okay, so yeah, they get this lane swap board as well. And where are they going? So the part that I've seen is most of the mid game where SK is getting the advantage. But anyway, go with this from the beginning. So, do they know? I'm actually not sure how this works because I don't know if SK's actually seen H2K's bot and or the other way around because neither lane walked up through the lane. This lane should go in advantage to Vayne because she can play so aggressive with Janna. The shield from Janna allows them to effectively return trades because it just gives you temporary health essentially. Okay, so the junglers went standard routes on their sides. Standard blue-red. Okay. Good gank. Can they get this? Yeah, they got it. I don't think you can really predict either of those ganks. You don't per se know. I don't think you per se know where their jungler was at that point. because neither team had wards on. No, they did. They should have seen. They should have seen that Rek'Sai was starting blue side. And as soon as Gragas comes up to his red, he should have known. Okay, so at that point, there's immediately and Rumble was pushed up. So that was pretty sloppy actually. By I'd say both teams actually. Both those kills were deaths were avoidable. Now, sure that did go. Neither of those kills is actually particularly useful anyway. I mean, Rumble's ahead in CS. Mundo's useless with gold. And Kragus is pretty much useless with gold as well in this situation, so. That's pretty good. Well played.
But that's a kill on the board for Vayne, despite being down. Big advantage. And it's all because Lulex was stood on a ward topside. They saw Gragas, and it meant that they could engage, but now Lulex goes in. No flash and nothing else to play with. I think Freddy's just going to get run down. 200 HP, 150.
Oh, that's pretty good. Got into the minions.
The overheating Odoamne couldn't get more abilities down. We're starting to see SK with a bit more of a different game plan. Now they go on Yana.
Oh, wow. Yeah, Candy Panda plays a really good Vayne. That's an alright pick, but the rest of the comp I think is pretty weak in team fights. And they don't really have, they don't have much to get an advantage in lane anyway, so. Weak comp.
Cleared out the woods. There are a couple of pinks here that H2K recently put down in the river that is going to allow Ryu to roam out of his lane without being spotted. So SK with a small advantage early. Did a similar thing against Fnatic.
Why didn't he should have kept walking.
And we'll need to see if they can do the same. Sven Skerrit chilling up top, waiting to see if Freddy was to get ganked. However, we'll catch a glimpse of.
I think he would have been able to make that gank work. Good. Just back out. Okay. Yeah, that was pretty good. Pretty good from Sven. But the problem with this is it's such a low value gank because getting Mundo ahead in this case doesn't actually give you much. I mean, if Freddy was playing something like Gnar, I think he'd be more useful because with the way you build Gnar right now, you're building mostly damage early, and that would translate into pretty big advantages in sort of early mid team fights. So again, it just comes down to the fact that they've picked Mundo top, which is really just a very weak pick. I mean, I really like H2K's comp actually in this one because it is a very good team fight comp. And I think that's what you need in the current meta is just a team fight comp, and tanky team fight comps. I mean, okay, sure, full tank junglers have been nerfed over the last patches, but they're still, disruption CC junglers are still pretty much what you want to go with, so that you can put as much damage in your other lanes.
Svenskeren stolen away the red buff. Lulix does not have access to the explosive cost, and the support coming in from Odo1. Body slam comes over, but it hits a Krug. That equalizer's not going to do a huge amount as Odo1.
Wow, that's good.
Lulix still does not have access to his ultimate, and Ryu, with no destiny, cannot respond quickly enough. Fox.
That's really good. Really well played. I mean, SK is playing this so well, I think. At least compared to H2K. I mean, H2K, this is obviously big gaps in their vision and in their defensive vision, but and their awareness as to where Sven is. But he is actually doing a lot. And the only problem it comes down to is again this Mundo pick, which is just not very useful.
That is the trick to this one. They have to stay ahead because they've had leads in the past and they've slipped away from themselves. I'm still interested to see how this Twisted Fate is going to play out the further we get into this game. Ryu, because of his roaming, is down in
TF ult up. TP's up. Okay. All summoners are up from bot lanes. It's a bot mid focused game, obviously, because SK is relying mostly on Candy Panda for damage, and H2K is the team comp that's going to be making moves. That was good. Yep. Good gank. Wait, what the hell are they doing? What the hell is happening here? Why are they recalling? No, this is... Okay, really simple. Kill the tower. Tower is very low. Takes like 5 seconds. Not even 5 seconds to kill it. Immediately go dragon. Immediately go dragon. Like, okay, you can probably send Rumble back, but 4-man dragon, they have Mundo TP still, so actually I wouldn't send anyone back. They have Smite, Smite up, they have huge advantage, and okay, so with this team comp, you've got Sivir, Gragas, and TF, and then Rumble is also kind of a big part. Anyway, you've got lockdown in the form of coming from Annie with Rumble, because and of course Annie stunning on top of the Rumble does a huge amount of damage in the mid game, and actually into late game obviously as well. Now you've got your TF, and I think the way to play this comp is what you want to do is you just want to get this both outer lines of towers dead. So instead of going for this, these deep pushes in single lanes, you just want to give yourself a large amount of, way you can move around in sort of the middle of the map. And then what you can do is you can have TF TPing, he can use his ult, he can come in behind Candy Panda, and Vayne has absolutely nothing he can do about that. Okay, sure. SK's comp, they kind of want to be engaged on because they have pretty much no engage apart from Svenskeren. And again, this is just the weakness of this comp, If they had Gnar, they'd have engage. If they had anything else other than this Mundo top, and I mean, I'm not 100% sold on the Victor mid, but I'll give them a break on it. But the Mundo pick is just really, really weird. So they want to be engaged on, but H2K's comp, they're trying to engage, and all you need to do against SK's comp is make sure you can reliably kill the Vayne, and if you can get your if you have the space to TP in with the TF, that's all you really need. And then of course with Sivir, the rest of the team can come running in, and what Annie should be building is they should have the double engage items from coming out from Annie and I'd say from Gragas as well. So you get Shirelia's or whatever it's called, the speed boost support item, and then you get Righteous Glory on Gragas, and then you can set up really powerful engages, and that's what you need to pin down Vayne in this comp. Simply because they just don't have anything to lock you down with, so you can just run around making a whole load of chaos. And by doing this, their mid, if they went, if H2K went Dragon here, they're playing this completely wrong. They should have gone to Dragon immediately, because SK was two-man down, and they don't really have any way to, go in on the H2K team if they're doing Dragon. So now, this is a free Dragon for SK. SK shouldn't be getting this. Even though, as I said, SK is actually playing this extremely well, but they're obviously let down by their comp. But H2K with the better comp, they're actually not playing this well. Speed up a bit. So I don't like this single lane deep push. I think they should just try and get as many outer towers and mid-map objectives as possible. So this is the right move by H2K. They're trying to get this middle turret. Because, okay, sure, they're letting Vayne free farm, but they really need the space to fight around Dragon. Now, then again, they have sort of 4 or 5 minutes to do that until Dragon comes up. But that's definitely the next objective, should be this mid tower. And the value in defending this bottom tower is relatively low, I'd say. Because if you let that fall, you can stop Vayne from free farming by letting the wave push up to the inner tower. And because that's such a long lane without towers now, it'll take ages to reset. Even without someone to freeze it, it'll take a while to reset it. Wow. Okay, that's pretty good. Oh yeah. And also I was gonna talk about this TF pick, of course. It's a good counter pick into Vayne because of the ult. So which means it basically completely disables Vayne's ult, at least the invis part of it, which makes it actually, that's a huge part of why Vayne is powerful, and it actually really cuts into what Candy Panda can do. And that's an extremely good pick, honestly, that TF last pick, because it completely disables SK from doing what they need to do, which is keep Candy Panda alive and doing damage. And they already don't have much CC to do that with. Svenskeren probably going to be diving in the back line, so all they have is Vayne and Janna CC to protect their AD carry, which is pretty much their main damage source. Victor doesn't actually do much as far as peel.
Fantastic to hear his side of the story, and also to hear the praise from Hyanin to Kasing. Also great to hear the praise from the rest of the players towards Prolly as well, the coach there. Actually, the team that seem to have come together.
I actually really like Prolly. I think he's really he knows a lot about the game. I mean, it shows with this game. They actually pulled a really nice champion select, I think, and both shows they're capable of responding to picks and making the better first, straight up picks. Gold wise, mid lane's even. Jungle's in Rek'Sai's favour. Bot's pretty much even. Yeah, that's a safe recall.
As much as he could have condemned Reed, didn't have the exact read. I think he knew that Lulex was kind of close, but now they will see him on the pink ward and know that it was fairly safe to back away. Yeah, something I do want to highlight is something we were looking at and talking to our stats guys, think he's probably coming into this week, was the average game times. And I know it's still early in the split, but H2K actually have the lowest average.
And actually, by leaving that bot in a tower up, I think that's actually a much, it actually makes it easier to pressure this mid tower, because with TF down there, what you can do is you can be shoving that bottom wave, and you can easily shove it just into the tower range, so you force someone to be right there at the tower. By it being, by this tower not being here, he has to push all the way up to here to reliably get it into tower and force someone to come over here. Otherwise, he's going to be clearing the wave, and the wave stops about here. So, the person who's defending this can actually be constantly moving around this red buff area. So, actually, that puts H2K at a pretty big disadvantage as far as trying to get, get that team fight going. Fighting. Wow, missed. Pretty good. But okay. That was that was an okay played gank, but that's a very weak call. Because they should know that the timer for drag is up here. So I'm interested, how did that break out? Now why is everyone coming top here? I suppose Freddy's just pushing Oromne in, but still, I think it's for H2K, there's an advantage at this point in just trying to go for the dragon for a team fight there, rather than going for this top laner. And yeah, pretty much that.
Second of the game going over to SK, and SK seem to have taken the approach of, if maybe Freddy's not feeling too confident when it comes to actually playing around the map with teleport, let's just make sure he's a big enough of a factor so the rest of us can get stuff done, because now they're taking down another turret. This is going to even up the turret that H2K took earlier and actually put SK with 4
that's pretty good.
On H2K. Yeah, we do see the tower up top going down thanks to the minions, but 20 minutes about to tick.
So again, this is H2K is just not playing their team, their team comp correctly in this situation, because they should be the team that's trying to open up all of these outer turrets just so that they can fight effectively. Because there was this one game, or this one, I think it was just one game on OGN. This was actually a while back, sort of season 4, but the way the team played around having a Sivir and sort of a run in and engage comp rather than sort of I think they had Sivir Evelyn, and actually Evelyn, in certain ways, Evelyn is actually very similar to Evelyn's very similar to TF in the sense that she's basically always, well, she's trying to come in at the back line from behind, right? TF's also trying to come in at the, usually at least, trying to come in at the back line from behind. You know, his target is pretty much Vayne in this comp. The whole target for H2K is Vayne, and they're trying to focus Vayne. So you know what they should be trying to do is basically building a magic resist heavy building magic resist heavy items, and because you know you can't really stop a Mundo from dealing his damage, and most of Mundo's damage is magic damage. Victor, you can't really stop his ult from doing damage when you're engaging on him, so you're gonna have to live with that. Rek'Sai just didn't do much damage, so just focus Vayne and tank the damage using your items of the mid and top laner, and pretty much after that, you know, Victor's not that. I'd say he's not actually that good in drawn out fights because he just doesn't, you know, he doesn't have much CC. He relies heavily on this sort of one out burst. So yeah, pretty much you want to you're trying to get in from behind, and the only way you can effectively do that is by clearing out the outer towers. It's pretty sloppy by Kasing. Good ult. Wow, what the fuck? Just run back in like that? Oh, wow, he got fucking blown up. Really sloppy fight, actually.
It's a telling play that Odoamne teleports in his first players to flash out after throwing his ultimate down. But honestly, SK are looking like a different team to what we've seen in weeks 1 and 2. This is a much stronger SK than I think the SK were expecting.
So now they're getting a big farm lead in mid. This again, this is because they took down this inner tower. You know, every time the waves run in together here, TF is losing farm. Now, if it hits the tower, TF's not going to lose farm. They're one man down. 2K's one man down. I really don't know about that TP. I think they should have just left. Yeah. Because Dragon's down. Oh, he's doing a lot, eh? Again. Okay. So. Okay, good. See, that's what they should be trying to do in team fights. But with that tower there, it obviously makes it much harder because it forces you to dive under the tower. Wow, that's pretty good. Kind of bad dodge by Freddy. But see, that's what H2K is trying to do. They're trying to get Ryu onto Vayne, and with the rest of the team engage, right? But you know, this tower here, there's basically a line here, you know, where Janna's standing, where they just shouldn't, you know, they can't really continually chase past that line. So if this tower wasn't here, they'd still be able to keep, you know, keep SK well zoned out of the fight. Okay. Oof. Drag 130.
just how H2K plan on dealing with Mundo, assuming H2K get to the backline.
Now, also, what you want to look at is here. Think of the goal distribution. 2 kills on these tanks, right? 2 out of your 8 kills. I mean, 4 out of your 8 kills, sorry. So 3 out of your 8 kills, but 2 of them are on low value, low damage champions. Rumble is actually getting a lot out of these kills, I'd say, relatively. And then, of course, you've got him on Sivir, and you've got a lot of assists on Sivir. You know, Vayne here doesn't have many assists. SK should have cleared that out earlier, I think, because otherwise that disables them from doing Dragon. Or, well, they can't contest top for Dragon. So that top wave is actually pushing. I'd say that's an advantage for H2K. Yeah, that's exactly what H2K is trying to do. That's the perfect team fight. Pretty much what they're trying to do. Now, okay, sure, they focused Victor instead of Vayne, but that's how they should be trying. They should be trying to look for picks essentially, and turning basically just TF running in and engaging on some carry, because SK don't. I'd say they don't actually have the CC to reply to that kind of engage, because if they're going to blow it all on TF, the rest of the team's just going to come in and destroy them. Because these are relatively long cooldown CC abilities from SK. So all H2K has to do then is just run in and do all their damage. They did use a lot of ults actually for the initial fight. Wow, that's sloppy. Let's wait for the replay. Sivir's getting fucking fed, dude. Holy shit. Can they? I don't know if they can do this. Oh, rip. He's like no armor. No, he has no armor. Literally no armor. Fox goes down almost immediately. So Victor's down. And what did they use? How much shit did they use for that? Oops. So boom. All Rumble. Annie uses alt. Sivir uses alt. TF alt. Okay. Okay. Both teams pretty much use everything in the initial fight. So then we have to look who's stronger after that. Well, Mundo loses a lot of tankiness. Vayne loses her invis. Actually, no, that's still off cooldown. Rumble alt's irrelevant. They lose Peel for Vayne from Energated. So I don't know. That's pretty even, I'd say. Maybe damage-wise, H2K actually loses some damage, but remember Victor's dead, so H2K should be at an advantage. I don't think SK should be trying to fight this. Well, then again, oops, guy's dead. Kragus is almost dead, so, but still, I'd say, yeah, SK can probably fight. So it's Candy Panda gets focused in this fight anyway. Do they have as far as CC? Again, this Mundo pick is really actually bothering me. Okay, Enerate is full. Candy Panda's full. Freddy has no armor but 1k health. Svenskaren's also 1k health, but I think no armor as well. So they need to focus Sivir here pretty much. Yeah, so focusing Sivir is what they should be trying to do. Again, no CC. This really pisses me off, this pick, actually. Because he's just useless. He's just useless. Slow, good slow. Good flash. Yeah, no, I think the way they should have done this is okay. So what I think should be happening here is Svenskeren should be going towards Rek'Sai should be going towards Sivir because he has CC to, you know, keep it in place. Rek'Sai and Vayne should be going towards Sivir. Mundo, he should be moving this way to try and stop Rumble from collapsing on Vayne. See, he goes around behind, because, to be honest, Gragas isn't going to do much at this point. So, actually, wow. Does he have ult? Yeah, he still had ult for most of that time. So, Freddy's going the right way, but these two people should be going down straight for Sivir. Who has flash still? Rek'Sai doesn't have flash. Candy Panda's flash. Yeah, I think, yeah. So SK should have gone 3-man onto Sivir. And, you know, that, theoretically, that would give you that would give you the TF as well. Yep. So that was sloppy by SK. Sloppy team fighting. As a warding. Oh yeah, of course. And of course, wait. Yeah, H2K won the fight, but SK gets the dragon. I don't like that. I mean, they give them a movement speed dragon. You know, the first and third and fifth dragons are the high value ones, essentially. The, you know, should tower damage, eh. The movement speed is actually pretty big. The damage is obviously big as well, but, you know, tower damage is not very useful because if you don't, at the moment at least, if you, with these comps especially, if you don't kill, you know, if you don't kill the team, you're not going to kill any, you're not going to be hitting towers. So it's not particularly useful. And Sivir's fucking fat, dude. This is going to carry this so hard.
isn't looking to annihilate the enemy mid laner in these fights as such. He's a lot more about zoning for Vayne to output a lot of damage. Yes, Victor is going to have damage as well, but Gravity Field plus the Chaos Storm is going to force H2K into different areas of the fight.
Actually, I think what Victor should be building he might actually be better off with building a Ryalize here. Because that actually does make it harder for H2K to sort of run in. I guess, you know, it's not much, but still. Yeah, so go for Candy Panda. Oh, that's good. Really good disrupt. Turn back on the tanks. Holy shit. That's so perfect from TF. That's pretty good.
1 for 2, and Ryu was the only one that fell again, even though he threw himself into the fight. Really important thing that happened in this team fight for SK to try and hold this on for themselves. Freddy hit his ultimate the moment the Twisted Fate Destiny.
See, actually, this is really good. See, they're building Magic Resist, and then they're focusing Vayne. See, now that now they're actually playing this really well. See, Vayne has no invis. He's useless. Such a good counter pick that is actually. That's a really good counter pick. Yeah, that's nice. That's good. Pretty good team fight by H2K. I think Candy Panda would obviously be safer if he's just sitting on Janna. Then you can just turn immediately knock TF out once he jumps in. But that still leaves you vulnerable to the rest of this H2K team, because Rumble does a lot of damage. Sivir does a lot of damage, and they're just coming running at you. You know, you have to wait out the vision from the TF ult, I think. So yeah, maybe you should just have Jan and Vayne sit together and immediately peel, and then try and re-engage after TF ult wears off. Victor's fed. Yeah, he's got a lot of farm actually. Yeah, so they're building some magic resist. H2K has a lot of damage actually. A nice damage comp, because most of their excess damage is AoE. Okay, turn. What? Wait for SK is waiting. Has to wait for the ult. Okay. That's alright. Dragon. So H2K used TF ult, so that's actually pretty big, because that stops them from picking off SK in this next fight.
Dragon number 4, SK Gaming. Looks like they're toying with the idea of a fight. Oduwamne is backing. He has teleport available. We'll see if SK can get onto H2K quickly enough. It doesn't look like they will. I feel like I'm watching a very different H2K to normal. They have just given every dragon for very little in return. And SK are having a lot of freedom on the map.
Oh gosh, I'm tired.
Gold a lot because of the farm in the AD carries, but then you look at the mid laner as well, and Fox is nearly 100 farm up, so it is also to do with that turret that H2K have as well. They haven't got enough of a lead from turrets to make it not worth it for SK. SK are fine being a little bit lower in gold, but being one dragon away from what should win them a game, but that's an ultimate pop. And another Panda's on the side farming. Sven gets caught up by Tibbers. Gold card stuns him on the burning plate of Equalizer. Freddy's getting chunked down. He gets knocked back.
Yep. No one in position to do anything for SK. This is game pretty soon.
H2K should be able to get Baron this time, though none of them are particularly low. However, bottom wave is pushing in towards them. Lulex actually is lower than I previously thought.
Stun? Oh. Oh, that's a good stun. That's a good, really good turn. Fucking Vaynespotting, dude. Candy Panda's trying it. Trying to be the Gosu.
Gravity field will buy a little bit of time, and Fox may be able to get out alive, salvaging the best of a bad situation. Again, though, SK deny, or this time they deny it, H2K denied it themselves last time, the ability to take down Baron, and every time this happens, SK are just looking at the timer on Dragon, thinking, okay, we just gotta get there. We just have to get to that 5th Dragon point, get that, and then all of the team
Kill 2 of H2K's people though.
over the last 10 or so minutes.
Wow, Victor does a lot of damage. Who would have guessed?
Candy Panda's Vayne this game has not really worked out. 2-6 and 3.
God.
So far away as H2K engage. And this time it means that Ryu, when he pops his ult and sees that, can just go on anybody that's fairly squishy. And Sven isn't particularly
Nope.
for the Warriors build. Has himself a
Good ult.
as well, and is only now starting to build tank from it. From here, H2K even save their ignite because they know Freddy can't survive. But speaking of Freddy not surviving, look at that! Everybody from SK is grouped together, and H2K say yes, please. We'll have a big.
Yeah, Candy Panda did absolutely nothing that fight.
Once more, safety in numbers means H2K secure themselves 2 more kills.
It's not like SK can't fight though, that's the thing. Is they should be able to fight, I think. Actually no, they shouldn't be able to fight. Because they have a Mundo. Holy shit, this pick. Can they stop it? No, they can't stop it. Hit it. Finish it. No? Don't want it? Come on! Oh my god. Wow. Yep. Lag. What the fuck? So I honestly don't know. I don't understand how they can give that so easily.
Have just given so much over to SK in this game that they've made it so tough to stay in it. H2K now.
Yeah. SK shouldn't be staying in this game at this point.
Did not equate into map control. No. H2K were looking for towers, were looking for fights, and didn't find it. And this is the Baron steal once more.
You know, they know he's there. Oh my god, Lulex, please. How far is standing back? Fucking fucking Candy Panda on Vayne, dude. Always split up. Like, he's never with a team. He's solo queuing, boys. They're not really doing much with this Baron, though. Again, it's this damn Rumble pick. I mean, this damn Mundo pick. He doesn't do shit. It's terrible. And they have nothing to protect Vayne with other than Janna. And to be honest, that's not enough to protect a Vayne because a Vayne's going to be running forward. You know, you need CC to put on them forward and peel. So that Vayne, Vayne's trying to run backwards and forwards, up and down. Especially when you're playing Protect the Vayne. I mean, he could have played Lulu top. I don't know, Freddy probably doesn't play Lulu, he's not his kind of champion. But Maokai? No. Go. Well, they're focusing. Okay. It's okay. Wait, what the f- Where? What? Where the hell was Candy Panda? What the hell is this guy doing? Turn? Oh, what's this guy? Boom. Fucking Fed Sivir. It's 1v1. Like, he can't play Vayne in a 1v1 way in this comp, and especially with how fed Sivir is. He does like 10 kills on Sivir. Wow.
Outer towers first for H2K by the looks of things, and that's a fight they had to take right then and there because
Okay, skip this. Yeah, so they're focusing Fox, which is alright, because basically, just let the AD carries 1v1, Sivir's gonna win that. Okay, so inhib tower? Inhib? Okay, wow. Do they get it? Yeah, they do get inhib. No, you need disrupt tanks in this meta. You really need disrupt tanks. You know, that's the only thing that's preventing Shyvana from being such a powerful pick at the moment, because she does so much damage, but she just has no CC. She's so useless. I think this is, yeah, holy fuck. Vayne. That Vayne, boys. Rip. Yeah, this game's over. Is that GG? Yep. GG, boys. So pretty much they're relying on Vayne for damage, but they don't have any CC to back it up. That's like SK could have won this game. They had such a big advantage in Dragons. And actually they had a pretty good they were playing so much better early on. But they just had such a bad pick ban phase. So, I don't know. That's sloppy. Prolly, please. More good champ selects.